Okay, we're going to continue our reading through Romans chapter 3, and we're, of course, talking about righteousness and what it means to be made righteous. And it's a free gift. You cannot earn righteousness. Your good behavior doesn't cannot cause you to become more righteous. You're either righteous or you're unrighteous. You're either born again or you're not born again. You either have life or you're still dead. One of the things I shared with y'all in the past, that when I got saved, the first thing that I actually became so real to me, and I had very little knowledge of the scriptures when I got saved. But when I did get saved, I noticed that I felt alive for the first time in my life. And of course, I didn't realize how scriptural that was. In fact, I even said that out of my mouth. I feel alive for the first time in my life, not really knowing or understanding what had actually happened. I was spiritually dead, but I became alive. In fact, over in the book of Ephesians, Paul wrote that we were dead in trespasses and sins, but Messiah has made us alive in him. Once a person truly is born again, he has been given the Spirit, the Ruach, according to Acts chapter 2, verse 38 and 39. The free gift. It's a gift of the Holy Spirit. You can't earn the Holy Spirit. You can't be good enough to get the Holy Spirit. And so that's the reality of righteousness, that we are, as far as our Father sees us, he sees us as righteous. And, the scriptures also says in the book of Genesis that Abraham, who is our father, Yahuwah told him he would become the father of many nations, and that all nations of the earth shall be blessed in him. And the reason that's the case is that Yahuwah declared that because Abraham believed Yahuwah, that was accounted as righteousness to him. In other words, because Abraham believed what Yahuwah told him, then Yahuwah said, because he's done that, I'm going to count this as righteousness. In other words, he was going to treat him as if he had never sinned, as if he had never done anything wrong, as if he was right before Yahuwah. And so his faith was counted for righteousness. Well, in the same manner, our faith is counted for righteousness. Now, the difference between Abraham and you and I, Abraham, was not born again. Righteous was imputed to him, but he had not, in the realm of the Ruach, in the realm of the Spirit, had not received the new birth as you and I have. Because why? Because the Messiah, Yahushua, had not died and paid the price for man's redemption. But once he had paid the price for all mankind, and those that believed on him could receive the gift of the Holy Spirit. That's what Acts chapter 2, Acts chapter 1 and chapter 2 talks about. The fact is that on the day of Shavuot, or Pentecost, the Jewish believers were assembled there, and that the gift of the Holy Spirit was poured out upon them, and they received the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit was in them. As you know, and in fact, Yahushua told the disciples, he said in John chapter, I believe it's chapter 12 or 14, but in that area there, he talked about the fact is that the Holy Spirit, there was coming a day that the Holy Spirit not only would be with them on, in their presence, but he would be in them. And that's the difference. Abraham did not have the privilege of having the Spirit or being born again by the Spirit until the sacrifice had been made. And then, of course, the Spirit, for our age and time frame that we live in, all that believe shall receive the gift of the Holy Spirit. And that person, if he's a Gentile, he's no longer considered by Yahuwah as a Gentile. He's part of what we call the church, or part of the assembly that would believe on the Messiah. A Jew or Yahudim that believes on the Messiah, the Mashiach, and as far as Yahuwah is concerned, is no longer a Jew. He's part of the church, the same church that you and I belong to, the same assembly. Paul wrote about this in Ephesians, talked about the fact is that by one Spirit, we're all baptized into one body, whether we be Jew or Gentile, and have been made to drink of one Spirit. See, we're one and the same in the realm of the spirit. And so if you understand that, you understand that you're a unique body of believers, that we are the body of Messiah, the Mashiach, and we are also the bride of the Messiah, the bride of Mashiach. And that's the difference between the church and the Yahudim, or the Jews, or Gentiles. Gentiles now are people who are unbelievers. They don't believe in the Messiah, and they're what Yahuwah would refer to as the Gentiles. And I hope this is helping you to understand that, because Yahuwah, actually, before the church began, there were two groups of people: the Yahudim, the Jews, and Gentiles. So that was the only two, as far as Yahuwah it was concerned, that was the only two types of people on the earth: Gentiles and the Jews, or the Yahudim. And that's why the salvation was of the Jews in the beginning, because he made a covenant with Abraham, and it also made certain promises to the Jews, or the Yahudim, and that he was going to fulfill. And then after they did not receive the Messiah, Yahushua in fact, even warned them that the kingdom would be taken from them because they rejected him as their Messiah, and given to a nation that would bear its fruit, talking about the Gentiles who would come to know the Messiah. So that's the difference. That's the difference of the way that Yahuwah, saw and sees mankind in the past, and the way he sees us now. We'll pick this up on our next video, and I hope this is helping you to get a better understanding of what it means to be made righteous. Until next time, shalom.